Hello out there, everyone. Today we're going to take a quick look at this new Scream Factory, Shout Factory release of End of Days, a Schwarzenegger film. It came out, I think, around Thanksgiving weekend, 1999, on the eve of the millennium. And of course, it features Peter Hyams behind the camera, both directing and lensing the film. And also has, I think, a pretty good cast. In fact, it's got Kevin Pollak, Gabriel Byrne playing the devil, Udo Kier is in it. It's a bizarre film that, strangely enough, I think has aged pretty well over the years, to the point where I think arguably this may have been his last truly good, entertaining, original piece of cinema. I know a lot of people like to point out that Eraser was pretty entertaining, and I'd agree with them on that, but I think End of Days is actually more rewatchable because it's just different. It's got a great aesthetic, and that's no surprise at all because of Peter Hyams, who is a fantastic visual director. One might argue that he was perhaps out of his depth when it comes to staging action sequences. The action in this film, it's serviceable. There's one pretty impressive sequence in a subway train that's actually quite solid, and that's done by some really impressive craftsmen of the era, and they did it with a lot of miniatures, in-camera practical effects. It's really quite terrific. But essentially, without going into too much detail, this is just a movie about Arnold versus the devil, for all intents and purposes, set on the eve of the millennium. And it's got like I said, a game cast. It's expertly lensed. It has a good soundtrack. It's, I think, interesting. There are some plot holes that you could drive a bus through, so don't dig too deep into the lore, because I think it will fall apart in your hands. But if you just sort of go with it, I think you'll find that it's rather entertaining. And I'm happy to report that this Scream Factory release, the film looks terrific. I mean, it really showcases Hyams' ability behind the camera, and I think his eye is just really impressive. Now, apparently Arnold was really not happy with the dailies because he felt like it was too dark. And while I kind of get it, it is really dark in scenes. I think it fits with the theme of the film and the overall aesthetics of the movie itself. I think Hyams was right. I would have been more concerned about the plot, which had some problems. But as far as the look of the film, the sort of tactileness of it, with a lot of the in-camera work, I mean, certainly there are some sequences of CGI, and I would argue that they're pretty good. They look good. But I think on balance, this is just a movie that I feel like is just entertaining, interesting, and features, I think, would argue one of Arnold's better performances. He really seemed a lot more natural, and he was playing a character that was not Herculean. I mean, certainly a tough guy, but he was not someone who was just, invincible. You definitely felt like there were stakes to be had, and so to that end, I would give Arnold kudos for trying something different. I think arguably his best performance was given in a film called Maggie, a zombie movie that I think came out in 2015. But the movie was kind of a bore, but he was great in it. So on that note, we'll just leave it at that. I definitely recommend this film, even if just to watch, but if you do enjoy it, this Scream Factory release is terrific. Its PQ and AQ are just on point, and the supplements are really interesting, including a pretty thorough interview with Peter Hyams, where he goes in to discuss a lot of his films, including Time Cop and some others. But again, I think that they did a nice job with this release, and strangely enough, it's just one of those movies, kind of like Last Action Hero, that over time, I think many of Arnold's fans have come to appreciate more than how it was received at its initial release. So on that note, I just hope everyone out there is well. Please do take care out there, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and by all means, keep watching good cinema.